Hello, welcome back to my channel. We are going to be doing fun eye look today. You should see the finished look. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do like a after photo and use that as the thumbnail. I don't always, but I think I'm going to for this one. But we are going to be using the new Bitten palette from Gourmande Girls. Now I did have to pull like 2 shades, but I used another Gourmande Girls palette. So if you have the Warriors Wear Pink, just know I did have to pull 2 lighter shades, the light pink and then like a mid-tone pink. So use whatever you have. I figured for cohesive purposes, I would try and use a palette that they have also put out, but I just needed a blending shade and a light pink shade for the lid. But yeah, I also, if you get the Lorella Beauty Box and you're not sure what to do with the gems, they are the red ones that we got last month. So this is how many I have on my face, however many that is. But yeah, I used those, some eyelash glue, and I pretty much did this with one brush. I pulled in this little nubby one at the very end, but I did the whole thing with this one brush, and I'll go into all of that. I'll bring you in. We will try and do our very best to recreate it on the other eye. But yeah, if you want to do this fun, like over the top Valentine eye, then just keep on watching. If you are new, welcome. Make sure you subscribe. I am sick again. That seems to be a recurring theme on my channel. I have a cold, but I wanted to get this filmed and up before Valentine's Day just because it's fun. Again, I really liked the inspiration photo. Again, I will try and tag the creator. If I don't remember to tag her on here, I am going to be posting pictures of this on my Instagram. So if you go over to my Instagram, my social media should be linked down below. My husband's trying to catch up on my description boxes, but I will tag her on Instagram. So if you want to see the original inspo photo over there, it'll be over there. But yeah, let's jump in. I tried to bring you in as close. My mirror is right here. I tried to keep that out of frame because that annoys me a little bit when I see people's mirrors. If it doesn't, then we're good. But you're gonna need to prime. I'm using my Draw Clean Canvas. If you don't have this, a thick concealer, you want to completely blank out the lid. I just went with my flesh toned one. I do have a white version, but we're going to do that first. So let's get that on. And I am just the entire lid. I don't always bring it over this far, but for something like this, like the whole is far, and make sure like the edges are blended and all that, the whole thing. Okay. And I pretty much, I used this little one at the very end, but I did this whole thing with this one brush. This is a Jessup, what are you? A 237 detail shader. So it's a little tiny baby. Let me see if I have, what would be a good equivalent to this? I don't know if I have something handy. You just want a small, I'm sure I do, but just something small, like a lid packing shade. I have really small eyelids, so I went with something little. But and then this is a Morphe. It's part of the Jeffree Star line, but it's going to be an M13, would be the regular Morphe number. So it's just a chubby little blending brush, and that was just for the lower lash line. But did the whole thing with this one brush. And then you're going to want a liner of some sort. This is a nude liner. This is a mini Fake Awake from Tarte, so it's just a flesh toned peach liner. You could use white, light brown, you could use an eyebrow pencil, but you're going to want to map out your shape. So the bend of the heart kind of goes, and these are probably not going to match. So and then I am 40, so I'm starting to get creases, but my skin's got a little bit of give. Let's see, how far up did I go? I went up pretty far. Try and make these look somewhat similar. And the nice thing about this is, if I don't like that, I can come in here and we can essentially start over. Let's see. Like I said, you want to make sure the skin is pretty taut for this, and then just come around. The lady that I got the inspiration from, she took this down farther, like down into her cheek. I decided not to do that. I have a small face. Sometimes that extreme of a look looks weird on me. I just opted to modify it. And so this is gonna come down in here. Is that look like a heart? Just going over, again, it's pretty light colored, so you're gonna cover it up. The nice thing is the dark shadow will stick to it, but that's all I did. Okay, so there we are. All right, and then I have a color switch. So I'm just gonna be cleaning it off in between. So we are taking the Bitten palette and we are starting with the shade Hellmouth. The nice thing with this being a brand new palette is I can definitely tell which shades I dipped into. Now, am I gonna remember which order? Not necessarily. You can tap off a little bit if you want to. It's not necessary. And I'm trying to think. I think I definitely did the beginning first, because the dark goes above the heart at the beginning and below the heart at the end. So I think I did, yeah. I went about halfway. So you're just gonna put it right on where that liner is. And the nice thing with the liner being there is it will stick. So it'll give you an extra primer, so to speak. So you don't have to worry about the liner showing. Or being visible later, because you're gonna stamp the dark color on top. And again, these probably are not the same. That comes from doing this like an hour ago. If you've watched tutorials on my channel, that's a common complaint, is the sides never match because I'm doing them separately, like significant time span separately. So I'm gonna clean the brush off, and I promise I will stop holding that up. And then we're just gonna come in and blend this a little bit. When you do both eyes at the exact same time, you have a better chance of getting them to look symmetrical, but it's real hard. Like I said, I've been sitting here for like an hour, I think. I don't know what time I came down here. It's currently 7:35 p.m. Probably an hour I've been down here. Which is fine. So I'm gonna blend this out a little bit more and we'll come back. Now, originally I bounced around from colors, but we're gonna go in with the next darkest shade, which is gonna be Shapeshifter, just a little bit. Same brush, just a tiny bit. And we're gonna be going right up, right next to and slightly above, because we're trying to blend that out just a little bit. And you could do all of this at once. I think it'll be easier to show you what I'm doing it separate, but you could do the dark above and below at the same time if you wanted to. I also did not do a dry run on this. Sometimes, well, I shouldn't say sometimes. I used to when I had more time. I would come down and do a dry run of a look before I filmed it. I didn't. I just dove in. We're in the deep end here. Sink or swim time. Okay. And then we're gonna go in with Nosferatu, which is the other, like the middle purple shade, because there is, I would say, the last purple, but there is one more purple in this palette. It's very light. Okay, and then we're gonna go into this burgundy shade, which is called Bloodlust. Again, same brush. I was not joking when I said I pretty much did the whole look. with one brush, only because I needed, it's such a small area. And then I'm gonna work back and forth between this and Nosferatu just to try and blend. Now it doesn't need to be blended super well because the gemstones are gonna be going right dead center on that dark line. So just trying to blend it a little bit. Back to Shapeshifter, which was the darker purple. Because I just wanted it, I felt like there was a little bit of a harsh line, but part of that is because it stuck to the liner. So it was really like, made that dark shade super impactful. And then back to Nosferatu, and I'm just, you just want to bounce around until you kind of get it to where it looks somewhat blended. And finally, we're going to go into Vampira, which is like a fuchsia color. Like, it's not really a red, but it's not really a pink either. And again, you're going to see like a harsh line there, but it's not a big deal because it's gonna, some of that's gonna get covered. And then I am, if you see me come down, I am just trying to wipe this off some so that it's a little bit clean when I come in here, because I just need to blend this down into the corner. Okay, and then I did go into the Warrior palette just to use this shade right here. The light pink is what's going to go on the lid towards the end, but there's not really any blending shades. It's pretty like dark mid-tone, and then there's a couple of like super light, like there's a lavender in there. And I'm just taking what I had used just to kind of, I think I got carried away. I dipped in a little heavier. Again, my eyes are really small, so it can get 0 to 10 real quick. Okay, so we're gonna stop there. That looks pretty good. I used, oh, I did use just a smidge of Hope. This is like a peach shade just under the end of my brow bone right here. I didn't want anything shimmery this time, but that's all I did. Okay, so again, we're gonna repeat the same thing, but we're gonna be going underneath the heart instead of above. So we'll start with Hellmouth. And again, we're gonna stamp it. Kind of try and follow. And it doesn't have to be, like, the shape doesn't have to be perfect. Just kind of need it to go where it needs to go. And then we're gonna take a little bit, you can do this part now if you want, underneath. She didn't do a lower lash line because she took this part down and then swooped it around, and I have to think about, oh, I think I used this fuchsia Vampire shade. I was like, what did I use to blend that? I don't know, I'll have to remember. That's the other issue about. And again, I'm just blending it a little bit, and you're gonna wanna keep it on the like back third. So then we're gonna go same color, Shapeshifter, so the dark purple. And Nosferatu, the mid-tone purple. And I'm also looking at the other side to kind of see how far I took things. And then Bloodlust, which is the burgundy kind of breaky shade. And again, you don't have to follow like the spacing exactly. It's gonna depend. My eyes are really small, like they're really small. So I don't have a lot of surface. If you've got larger eyes, then you can take each color farther, that kind of a thing. So you don't have to like hold yourself to, okay, it's gotta be exactly this far, because that's also why I reworked this slightly. And then we're gonna go into Vampira, because I ran into that issue early on when I was trying to recreate looks. It's like, oh, it's not coming out like the picture. Well, I'm trying to copy exactly, and their eyes are wider than mine, so kind of got to just trial and error as far as what's gonna work for your eye shape. And then I did take a little bit of that pink. Again, what is that called? Fighter. The shade out of this palette. It's just a mid-tone kind of salmon shade. You could use more of just a mid-tone pink. That was just what worked in that palette for this. Again, I was trying to find something in one of their palettes that would work, because I knew I needed a light pink. So, and then Susie is going to go all over the lid. Same brush, I just cleaned it off. I just start on the inside, all the blank space, the whole thing. Okay, so we got the lid covered, and then again, I'm just gonna go into Fighter just a little bit. This is just to get some of that blend. I'm gonna go into a little, I think I used a little bit. Did I use a little bit of this shade? I think I used a tiny bit of a more, which is this color. It looks like I tapped into that. So we're gonna, I think maybe in here, try to bring back some more of the like burgundy, and then we're gonna go back into Bloodlust over here. Again, problems when you film one eye an hour or so after the other eye. Okay, let me wipe my nose. My nose is running. Okay, so now we got to this part. I did the liner. I think the lady in the picture, as best I could tell, did a wing. I didn't do a wing. Again, small eyes. So I am just gonna do just a straight line, no wing, just across the top, just because I felt like it was gonna be harder to get in there once I started sticking rhinestones on. Want to do liner? You don't have to. I also think it kind of helps conceal the lash band too. I only do 3/4 lashes. I don't do full lashes anymore, but now we get to stick on rhinestones, but I'm gonna finish the lower lash in the inner corner, just because again, I think that'll be easier. So for the inner corner, I used a little bit of Dreams. That's where this little brush is gonna come in. And then I took a little bit of the white. White in here is called Mina. Okay, and then on the lower lash, I used Vampira, the kind of fuchsia color. Cleaning it off. I apologize, this seems a little scattered. I haven't done a tutorial in a long time. I've had requests to get back into doing them. It's hard when I haven't filmed one in a long time. And then I did take a little bit of Hysteria. It's like a multi-chrome. I just tapped in like that much, just a little bit, because I wanted just a little bit more just near the front. I don't take it in very far, and I do blend it out. The lady in the photo didn't do much on the lower lash line, so I wanted a little more drama, just because again I modified this. And then I'm just going underneath. Okay, so that's it. So now we're gonna stick rhinestones on. Okay, You're gonna need gems. I'm using the red ones. She also used red. I happen to have a whole pack of red because we got some in the Lorella box last month. You can get these at a craft supply store. You can get them like at Sally's in the nail art. These are going to be like where the kids' craft supplies are. They're just little sticky gems, so you don't have to use red. You could use whatever color you want. And then I'm using eyelash glue. You don't have to use eyelash glue. You could use like a glue stick. You could use regular Elmer's bottle glue. Again, just make sure you're not getting it in your eye, because even this is going to hurt if you get it in your eye. Craft glue is non-toxic and it's safe to use on the skin. That's what most special effects artists will use when they're gluing like at least their eyebrows and stuff down before they start going in to blank things out. So you can use Elmer's glue. You don't have to. If you don't wear eyelashes, don't go buy eyelash glue just for this. You can use Elmer's glue. Just be careful with it. Okay, and there are small, medium, and big. I think I only used 2 big ones. I have a big one here on the very end and a big one right here. The rest of them are the medium and the little ones. Again, I have a small face, so you're going to take the medium-sized one, and there is no fast way to do this. Tweezers, and again, use like the pointy tweezers would probably be a little bit better. I realized that about halfway through, and I was too lazy to walk the 5 feet over to my dresser, so I was able to make it work. And then you just put it down at the tip, and then my tweezers are starting to get sticky, so I go in with my nail and then just stick it down. And then, oh, I did that backwards. I was supposed to start with the small one. Okay, so that's not a big deal. You're just gonna take it off. Which helps because I can show you. You just pull it off, plunk it back down. Okay, we're gonna go in with the small one. Small one and then 2 big. Again, problems from not filming, not doing the eyes at the same time. Again, you just tap a little bit of glue on. So I just stuck a little bit of glue, and we're just gonna put it in the same spot. And I just slide my nail in, and then I just use the back of the tweezer. Okay, now we'll go back to the big one. And again, I wish there was an easy way to do this. If you had I need to get, if I do more of these like gem tutorials, I need to get the dotting tool that they use like for nail art. I probably have some somewhere. I don't know where my nail stuff is. It's been a long time since I've done my own nail. That would probably, or like the tools you use when you do, what is it called? Like the gem art. Little wax tool may make it easier, but other than that, there's really not an easy, super fast and easy way to do this. And then you can go in and move it up, and then just make sure it's stuck down. That one was a little harder because it had extra glue on it. Now these do have a little bit of adhesive already on them from being on the plastic, so like the ones on my face, I just stuck them on with the adhesive just because I'm not going anywhere. So you could theoretically get away with not having to use glue, but it just depends on how much adhesive is still on yours. Okay, and then I do 2 smalls on each side. Okay, and then we're going to do the medium sized. You're going to end up with glue all over. Now you could theoretically use like a nail brush, spread some glue out, and then do a few at a time if you can be faster. I am not working fast enough, so I'm just doing it like this. But there's really, this is going to be the slowest part of this whole thing, is sticking the gems on. There is not really a fast way to do it, unfortunately, so that's why I've been down here for an hour. The heart itself, as you saw, didn't take that long. It's just the damn rhinestones, but It does look cool at the end. So if you're going to a party or something, and then another, and then small. And again, you can do the spacing however, like big, small, however you want to do it, whatever you think is going to look better in your eyes. I feel like a question that may get asked is, can you reuse the gems? Yes, you can. You could totally pick these off, put them in a container. I don't know if I will. I have a bunch, so I don't necessarily need to. And then like I'm able to get in there with my nails. You could use a toothpick if you don't have nails, or another pair of tweezers. And then from this, I'm just going to keep doing small until I get to right here. Because again, that's what fits in my eye. But yes, you could reuse the gems if you want to pick them off and put them in a container or something. You can save them. You can reuse them. I don't think I ever have, again, because I don't do gem stuff often, and they're pretty inexpensive. I mean, they used to be inexpensive. I don't know if they still are inexpensive, but I feel like it used to be something that was inexpensive. And then we'll do a big one. And then one more small one. But yes, you could you can reuse them if you want to save them. I, again, probably won't. So like this one has a little bit of glue on it, and since I'm coming in right here, just to show you that they can stick on their own. And then what did I do? I think I did one more small one because it's more just on my skin, which I do have makeup on, but so just like that, that was with no glue, just the adhesive that's already on there. So what do I have going on in the front? Small, a medium, and then small the rest of the way. So I'll do the medium and then I'll put the rest of the small ones on off camera, just so this video is not a million errors. I've been trying to keep my long content at about 15-20 minutes, so this could be longer just because short content seems to be doing better. And I just stuck that on top of the one next to it. So you just plunk it off and move it over. I'm sure that that's probably helpful because I don't want anybody thinking that I just slapped those on without any issues. No, there's been issues this whole time. So we have both eyes done. I am going to put on some sort of a lip. I will move you back and we'll look at the final look. I'll put my glasses on so I can see, and yeah, we'll do a final look. And this is the finished look. I actually have a matte liquid lipstick, and then it was a little bit too like rosy tone, so I just tapped some of this eyeshadow on top of it because again, I'm too lazy to walk 5 feet over there to get a different color. But for something like this, because I don't wear contacts anymore, I do have contacts, but it would take a lot for me to put them in. I would just go with something like this, where they're big and the frame is not distracting and you can still see what's going on my face. So if I was gonna wear this out, this is probably what it would look like, because I do have some frames that you've seen them that are a little bit more loud and would take away from this, but with glasses, this is probably the pair that I would go with for these, just because they're big, you can see everything, and the frames are not distracting from the finished look. But let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Again, make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, and hopefully I will see you in another video. Bye, everybody.